The industrial foundation that was laid by Mao during his 30 years in power.
So in this period, not merely were all the problems of China's national self-determination solved, but the social living conditions of the people developed immeasurably.
The industrial foundation that was laid by Mao during his 30 years in power, that was later proved to be quite important for China to reform. So these were several aspects that I would think to be the continuity of the Chinese Communist Party's rule of China.
But I noticed a very interesting thing. People who are Chinese specialists in the West drew attention to the fact that there had been a significant increase in life expectancy in China during this period. During the 27 years in which Mao Zedong was alive, the chronological life expectancy increased by more than 1 year for each year that he was in power. There has never been anything like that in human history. This was astonishing. So in this period, not merely were all the problems of China's national self-determination solved, but the social living conditions of the people developed immeasurably.
For a long time, it looked as if countries like China just could not industrialize and could not compete with the Western countries and so on. But we've seen, so since the middle of the 20th century, at the time of the 1949 revolution, but also the end of colonialism in many parts in Asia and so on, we saw the world change to create a new sort of possibility that the world did not have to be dominated by the West, which was a small fraction of humanity. We could see that possibility. Looking back now, we can see that possibility opening up from, this is why a crucial period is the end of the Second World War. And now, with China's success with the reform period and so on, what that means is that a huge country like China can go from great backwardness to economic modernization and vitality and dynamism.
More emphasize the rights of women, right? Female right. More emphasize, the new system, right? He more help to spread the industrial capacity, even like Sashi, the third front project. All those sorts of things were very helpful for the development of the market economy in terms of being ally. So I would say, as a scholar, we really our view cannot be affected by ideologies. We have to look into facts, how those two allies, historical stages, they're connected, to get more truth from it. Not just simply, criticize one, follow another. That's because history is history. We have to look at history in a more objective way. Right?